Here it is.
What are you talking about?
All your questions will be answered.
Welcome to the world of
Cinema.
That's our take.
Welcome to That's Our Take, where we, the Jacksons, discuss many of the over 12,000 movies we have seen with a focus on classic cinema. Have you ever had an ache, a void, something missing in your life? Well, that's probably because you haven't met Rob York yet. Rob is a filmmaker based out of northern Utah, and he's here with us today. All right, Rob York, you're in the hot seat. Let's just dive right in here. You're a filmmaker.
Mm-hmm.
And a really good one.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that.
Seen a few of your movies, saw Magellan and the Curse of Crom Saga.
Well, I want to ask, there is a hint that there will be a third one. Will you be directing the third one?
That's a good question. Assuming we ever get to that point, I would like to. I don't know. The budget that is being proposed for it is way bigger than anything I've ever directed. So we'll see if we'll see what happens. But first we got to get a script. Tanner Gilman, where's the script? I want to see it. I want to read it.
Well, our kids met Tanner and they begged him to be in the third, and he said, "Okay, but you have to die." And they said, "Done." So they're excited to be in this film, and so they ask almost on the daily, is the script done yet? So Tanner, get on that. My kids want to be in your film so they can die.
I sent him a message recently, and I'm like, hey, how's the script writing process going? And, crickets.
Yeah, Tanner is a man of mystery. I never know whether he's living or not. But every once in a while I hear a little update. A little tantalizing update.
Yeah, he'll do that. He'll pop up every now and then and just say, like, hey, when's your festival or whatever. So, how was it working with him?
Dude, he's amazing. He's so fun to work with. He just, he brings a good energy to the set and is just funny as heck. Sometimes it's hard to stop doing additional takes because every take he does differently, and it's hilarious. Like he'll just say something off the cuff that's just funny. It's a lot of fun to edit, but it's also really hard to edit though.
Oh, I bet.
For continuity's sake.
Yeah. I was curious about that because I was talking with someone recently about multiple takes. You already have in mind when you set something up, like where the camera's going to be and what the dialogue's going to be. I mean, you've written what you're directing, but obviously, you're allowing them to kind of riff a little bit.
Yeah, as long as, my opinion is as long as, the main story information is there, then, whatever the actor wants to bring to it, I think is great. And usually they can say it in a way that feels more natural to the way they've developed the character, than the way that I've written it. So, yeah, just as long as, plot point A and B are in there and everything's good, then I don't care what else they say.
I was going to ask, the whole story of Crom, where did that come from? What inspired you to write this story? And then,
okay, so I have a film that's still in post production, hopefully going to be done soon. Fingers crossed. But it was a low budget, super low budget horror film. And then the company that I did it with wanted to do, their idea was, let's do one or two of these every year. And so I said to my writing partner, Scott Baird, I was like, Scott, if we write the next movie, they're going to choose ours because they're not going to have a script. It'll be the only script that's ready because we're pretty quick at writing scripts. So I'm like, let's just write something really quick. Our budget we're aiming for is $25K. And let's just do it. He's like, okay. And I had this idea. I wanted to take, um, like I love Halloween. It's like my favorite holiday. It's so fun. And I was like, well, I want to take all these different traditions of Halloween, like trick or treating and wearing costumes and stuff, and I want to tie them all together, uh, and turn it into like one overarching, one overarching story. Like where like some Halloween related thing, and kind of tie it back to its Irish roots, because a lot of the things we do in Halloween is are from Irish traditions. Um, and then Scott was like, I was like, we just need some sort of like historical Irish monster to be like the main antagonist. So Scott sent me over a whole bunch of different things, just different, legends and ancient deities and stuff from the Celtic era. And we found Cromcrwch, and he seemed to fit the bill, because he's pretty mysterious. There's not a whole lot known about him, but there was lots of worshippers of him back in the day, and there's all these like weird legends, and some of them are more old Catholic interpretations. Like they wanted to make him look as bad as possible, so they added all these things like child sacrifice and stuff, which probably never actually happened. Um, but after we found Crom, I was like, okay, this is perfect. This is everything feels Irish and it feels authentic. And then from there we just pieced the story together. Yeah, originally it was supposed to be a lot like the original draft of the script. While all the same plot points are there, it was a lot more serious and a lot more, I guess, spooky and scary. Um, However, as pre-production progressed and we cast certain people who are really funny, it got a lot more funny as it went along. And then the design of the creature changed a lot. It went from less of it used to be, originally it was more of a specter type thing that I had in mind, and it became more of like a physical monster. And with that change as well, it felt um, like it was still scary, but it wasn't like nightmarish. And so like it just kind of pivoted from what I had originally in my head. Oh, this is going to be a really scary movie to, oh, you know what? Actually, this is like a funny movie. This is like a fun, like Halloween celebration movie. And so so a lot of that kind of came together with just working with the actors and with the rest of the production team. And the big collaborative effort came together to make it into kind of this 80s style kids romp, as it were, um, which I think worked out beautifully and honestly made the film more fun and I think more enduring. So yeah, I guess the moral of that is, don't be so stuck on how your script is that you're not willing to work with everybody else and figure out what the film needs to be.
That's great advice. And I think you nailed the whole atmosphere and vibe that you're going for. Um, it very much feels like, Monster Squad or something. It feels like it's
Yeah.
it's it's right out of this great time. It's geared toward a pretty wide audience. Um, and it's just so much fun. I don't know. We enjoyed it quite a bit. Our kids like it too.
And that's the audience honestly is for anyone who's probably under the age of 12 and brave enough to watch it, and for anyone over the age of 30 who grew up with those kind of movies. That's
Yeah.
I think that's the perfect audience for it.
And then you have Elliot shoot your movies.
Yeah, he's a good cinematographer. I would recommend him if you're looking for a DP for your film. He does a lot of live events in his career, which is honestly, I think, really good training for the type of filmmaking that I do, which is a lot of, we're running by the seat of our pants, trying to keep up because of our tight shooting schedules. He's kind of one of our secret sauce things. We're able to get a movie done really quickly and it still looks dang good. So that's a good guy to have on your team is Elliot.
Could you inform our audience really quickly means what exactly? What were your shooting schedules for both of the Crom movies?
Oh geez. The first movie, I think we had 11 days of principal photography, and then there's 2 or 3 pickup days, plus a VFX day, where we went and shot our practical inserts and puppetry stuff. And then the second movie, I think it was pretty much the same for principal. We had 11 days. We did do a few extra pickup days just because of actor schedules. And then we did film for 4 days in Ireland, which I guess could be part of principal. Big location change though.
And that location was great. That bar scene.
Yes, that scene was fun. That scene was not in the script. I think I told you this when we screened it at Horror Fest.
Yeah.
But yeah, that scene was not in the script, so it was just improvised magic. A lot of fun.
And Colin Cunningham had a hand in that too, right?
Yeah. So basically the idea was we were going to Ireland and we had some traveling shots, we had some establishing shots, and we had some scenes that happened within the inn that they decided to stay in Ireland. And that was basically it. And I was like, well, as long as we're going to Ireland, if we can find a cool pub to film in, like a cool old quintessentially Irish pub, we should totally do something in there. I don't know what, but we should just film something in there. And so Colin called up his buddy Larry Bowe, who lives in Ireland, and Larry was all in. He's like, yeah, sure, that sounds great. And so we got there, and sure enough, about 15 minutes away from the Airbnb we were staying in, which we were also filming in, there was a 300-year-old pub that had live Irish music. So we're like, sweet, let's go. So we went there with cameras and asked them if we could film some B-roll, and they're like, oh yeah, sure. So we just started filming stuff, got all our B-roll for the dancing and the music and all that kind of stuff. And then we asked the owner if we could come back the next day before they opened to film a scene. And he's like, sure, come on down. So we got a hold of Larry and we said, okay, we're going to do this tomorrow. And he shows up and we show up, and basically I tell Tanner and Colin to, kind of the points that we needed to hit in the conversation. Basically what we did is we had the conversation that was supposed to happen in the evening at the inn they're staying in. We decided to have that happen in the pub. And so basically we just chopped that scene into 2 separate scenes. And then basically I just said, okay, you need to make sure you hit this point, this point, and this point. And then Tanner and Colin just improvised a conversation, and it was hilarious and fun, and I loved it. And then we turned the camera over to where Larry was sitting, the mysterious Irish guy in the corner of the pub, and he just said that monologue. He just made it up, and it was, I think we did it in 2 takes. I had like a couple little minor notes, but most of what you see in the final film is from the first take. He just made that monologue up, and it was amazing. It just was like pure magic. Just these actors just in their element, just making stuff up, and it was so cool.
Yeah, it adds to the whole vibe to the movie.
It's a very accidental Lynchian scene, I feel like. They're just like, you just go to this place to eat, and you sit down, and there's like this weird dude who starts talking to you.
Yeah, it's like Twin Peaks.
Which makes it even creepier.
You mentioned the use of practical effects. You kind of use only practical effects, didn't you?
Well, we use only practical effects in the same way that Hollywood likes to say they only use practical effects. When Tom Cruise walks around saying, "Yeah, everything was practical. All the jets were practical." Well, yeah, they did fly in a jet, but everything got replaced with CGI. That's not entirely true. Yes, everything is practical. Our monsters are all practical. We did use digital compositing though, just because that's way easier than trying to do it analog. And then there was a lot of shots where we had digital enhancements, specifically with like the tomb opening. Like we did have practical lights coming out of the tomb, but we needed it to look crazier, so we had more lights shining out. There's a couple of things we had to fix with like rod removal and that sort of thing with the puppets. But yeah, just as much as possible practical. Like all the shots during the car chase scenes. We had a little like, I don't know what scale you would call it, like 1/3 size Crom that we flew around in studio, blowing air on it and moving the camera to make it look like it's flying, and then got those composited in. Yeah, just lots of slime and just, I don't know. Like I feel my personal taste is that a film that has practical effects, no matter how low budget they are, is still fun. Like a practical creature, doesn't matter how like ridiculously low budget the creature is, it's still fun. If you get a really crappy CGI creature though, it looks terrible and it takes you out of the movie and it's not fun.
Most definitely. I
That's my
couldn't
opinion.
agree more. On our last episode, Jason and I actually talked a little bit about the aging of some special effects and what makes something look better versus not last as long. And I feel like it hits right on what you're saying right now, is it can look low budget, but it's still better than a crappy effect.
Yeah, like, I mean, you look at Troll 2, which has the worst effects of all time, and it's still fun to watch. If they did that same movie but with like digital effects, it would be a slog. You couldn't get through it.
Yeah.
So in our case with Crom, like our budget was small enough that luckily we have my good buddy Chris Hansen, who was the lead guy and doing all the effects, the practical effects. He made our monsters. He took a little bit of money and made it stretch a long way. Our effects look way better than they should, and I am forever grateful to him for that. Like it's amazing what he was able to pull out with the budget that we had to work with. It shows his dedication and love to the craft. And it was, yeah, like, I mean, on the budget levels we're at, we can get some pretty cool looking practical effects, but if we try to do them digitally, they probably would not hold up as well. Obviously, if you got a multi-million-dollar film, and, like Project Hail Mary or whatever, you can paint over your practical puppet and it looks great. But that's millions of dollars worth of visual effects there. And so on an indie film, usually you don't have that much money to work with. And so I recommend, if you can, go practical as much as possible, because even if you have a silly rubber suit, you can light it in a way that feels real, and it just makes it more fun and visceral.
Yeah, the tangibility of it is what I like about it. I mean, like, Evil Dead is amazing.
Well, yeah, and in Evil Dead, I mean, their effects budget, the original one, their effects budget was zip. Like they just they just put a bunch of gore makeup and milk everywhere to make it look gross.
So I'm just kind of curious, what are some of the movies that you felt inspired by when you went into making Curse of Crom?
Gremlins.
Yeah.
I mean that's, Gremlins, Poltergeist, like any 80s Amblin movie. I love that kind of stuff. I think Ernest Scared Stupid probably influenced a lot of it. Actually, it was funny because after we finished making the movie, the original one, I was thinking about it one day and it just popped in my head. I was like, oh my gosh, we just made like our own version of Ernest Scared Stupid. Like it's almost the same story.
That's hilarious.
Ours is obviously a more serious take, in terms of the comedy is, that's in the movie is more character based and not like zany and ridiculous. Um, but I was like, oh yeah, it's just the classic monster trope, right? Like, what are we going to do to stop this monster? But because of how goofy a lot of parts of the movie are, because of, some of our hilarious, performances that we got, I was like, this kind of does feel like Ernest Scared Stupid.
That's funny. I'm gonna have to revisit that movie.
Dude, it's great. It's so fun. I don't know. Like I'm glad that it has a cult following. But I think it deserves a lot more love than it gets. I know Hocus Pocus is awesome and we love it, but Ernest Scared Stupid is such gold. It's so good.
I can say that anytime someone says milk,
Yuck.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely, 100%. 100% pure Bulgarian miak. But let me read the latest Letterboxd review for Curse of Crom.
Ooh, I'm excited for this.
3.5 stars.
All right.
Ooh, as it should be. Is it ours?
I don't think so. Is your name Legolas Girl 13?
Sometime.
No, not anymore.
Says the film is kind of fun. The monster / ghost looked like something out of Ghostbusters, but overall I enjoyed it. That's sweet. I'd take that.
I think that's a good review.
Yeah, I love it when people are like, it's mid because it's like Ghostbusters. I'm like, sweet.
Yeah. They don't understand the genius of Ghostbusters.
Well, they don't understand that the fact that Ghostbusters, that you can do those visual effects that Ghostbusters had now for a fraction of the cost. Like that was, multi-million-dollar effects back in the day. And now it's like, you can build something in your garage and make it look just as good.
Right. I think that's the cool thing about these practical effects is that, like you said, you could have a man in a rubber suit and it doesn't matter how good the suit is per se, is how do you light it? How do you accentuate the good and make it look believable? And I think that's where the real skill comes in. And I think that's where a lot of movies nowadays kind of miss that skill. And so if we're going to talk classic movies or older movies, I think that's something they really worked on. How do we make this look realistic and not just, let's get by with it, but let's just really accentuate the good aspects of it.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's that's really the difference.
To what Laura was talking about, some effects, especially from older movies. You mentioned to us a movie that you really liked was Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Yes.
And I think that whole suit, that costume, I think that holds up.
Oh, dude, no doubt. Creature from the Black Lagoon. So I grew up with that movie. My dad made me watch it a bunch when I was little, and I just loved it. But like that movie, the suit not only holds up, but I would argue that it is still the best creature suit ever created. With maybe you could argue that the original Alien suit is the Xenomorph is on par with that, but dude, that original Creature from the Black Lagoon suit, like that thing can just walk around in broad daylight and it looks good. Like
pretty iconic.
Yeah. And dude, the scene that always freaked me out is when they've caught him and he's in the little bamboo cage and he starts to he's just staring up at him from the water and then he starts to move. Like that looks so realistic. Like it's so good.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you seen it in 3D?
I have seen it in 3D. I've seen the sequel in 3D as well.
Oh yeah.
Which is hilarious because they do all sorts of awesome things, like have a trombone player playing towards the screen, just like stupid little things like that. But yeah, I've probably seen it a couple times in 3D back in the day.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just so our listeners know, Creature from the Black Lagoon on IMDb is only has a 6.9 rating, which I feel is
that's
low.
because they're idiots.
Let's see what the
I mean,
letterbox.
it is 100% a B movie, but it is like the best of the B movies. Like it is so good.
Him swimming with her is a very eerie scene.
Oh yeah,
When she's swimming and he's underneath her and he's kind of
dude,
paddling a little
and
bit underneath.
Jaws. Steven Spielberg, he copied that right out of that movie for Jaws.
Yeah.
Like it's so good.
Yeah.
It's a movie we've shown to our kids, and the boys love it, but our daughter saw part of it, and it scared the crap out of her, and so we had to change his name from the Creature to the Bob from the Black Lagoon, because you can't be afraid of someone named Bob. And so
Has she seen Twin Peaks? Oh wait.
No. We're waiting till next year.
Yeah.
So. But at least, it's funny for her. So, but I mean, it's a creepy movie. I think it holds up, and so I'm actually kind of disappointed in the rating on IMDb. 38,000 people giving it a 6.9. They need to go back and check themselves.
Well, yeah, but I don't. Here's the thing though with IMDb. There's so many movies that I look at that and it's like, if there's ever a movie that actually has like 9 out of 10 stars, I don't believe it.
Oh yeah,
like,
for
I'm
sure.
like, that is just a bunch of people who like
following the crowd, right?
Yeah, like I mean, the best movies on there, the best movies ever made are all like 7 on IMDb.
So I'm curious. So what got you into making movies? What was it that you were like, this is what I want to do?
I can't think of any one, specific moment that I was like I want to do movies. Like getting into it professionally was, more of an accident more than anything else. But I will say that if there was any one thing that probably influenced me more than anything else, it was Jurassic Park. Specifically, there was a book that came out when the movie came out back in '93, and it was called The Making of Jurassic Park. And it was, this was back before we had DVDs, so there was nothing, there was no director's commentary or anything, or behind the scenes features. It was all we got, we bought the VHS and it was just the movie and maybe a couple previews. But there was a book, The Making of Jurassic Park, and I read that thing so many times, and it had like pre-production and production and post-production and how they made the dinosaurs and a bunch of storyboards, and it was the coolest thing ever. And that probably fueled my imagination more than anything else. I cannot tell you how many times I, would be like in a shed or in a car and imagining how I would film, a T-Rex or something attacking me. And that's kind of, I mean, me and my siblings, we made movies together, on our little camcorder back in the day. But man, it was the Jurassic Park making of book that really taught me how to make movies. And then it was when they released the Lord of the Rings extended editions. They had the appendices, which was like hours and hours and hours of behind the scenes stuff, and I watched every minute of that. This is how you make movies, and that's that really fueled the love of it for me. I think like that just inspired me and was exciting and cool, and I cannot believe how you could make all this magical stuff within genre filmmaking. I've had to learn a little bit more about drama and that sort of thing, but the magic of making dinosaurs come to life and the magic of making giant trolls and dragons and all the Lord of the Rings crap. That's just amazing. Yeah, I think that's what probably sparked it more than anything else. And then I never thought about it as being an actual career choice. I just went to college and studied advertising and happened to get a job working at a family camp here in Utah, and met my writing buddy Scott, that we do everything together. And he was just getting into the film program at BYU, and I was like, oh, that's so cool. And so I vicariously lived through him and ended up getting into film. So.
How do you feel? Like you mentioned you were in advertising, or you started, you went to school for it. So how do you feel about like the trailer culture for movies?
Dude,
Are they?
I hate trailers nowadays. They're so bad. Like they just like
Show everything.
They literally show everything. Like there's so many movies now where I watch the trailer, inadvertently, because I go to another movie and they play trailers in front. But I'm like, oh, I don't feel any need to see that movie now. Like I literally feel like I've just seen the whole thing. Like I've seen the entire story arc. Like the character change is in the trailer. I'm like, oh my gosh. I miss back in the day, like in the 90s. I think it was somewhere in the early 2000s where the trailers started to get more and more spoilery. I may be wrong about that. I'm just making that.
No, I think you're right. I'm thinking about like Castaway. They show the end of the movie in the Castaway trailer,
which is so weird to me.
Yeah.
Which that movie is great, by the way. I love that movie so much. But like, I watched like, these trailers from the 80s where, and I think part of it was because they were cutting these trailers before the movies were done, right? So they couldn't just, slap on the digital effects and be like, okay, throw this shot in the trailer. They only had to work with limited elements. But it was like, you watch the Gremlins trailer and it's about this cute little gizmo thing, right? Like it's this little furry monster. You see like the shadows of some of the actual Gremlins, but that's it. Like you don't know what's going to happen. Like you watch the trailer for Jurassic Park and it's like, oh, there's dinosaurs. That's all you know about the movie. That's literally all you know. And I'm like, why can't we go back to those trailers? Like, oh, it's so annoying. Even cutting the trailer for Crom 2, which has not been released yet. But my initial trailer, I was like, I have to make sure that I cut this in a way that it doesn't give anything away. And I managed to do that pretty well, I think. But then our distributor got back to us and was like, you got to put more monsters in it because people are, buyers want to see the monsters. They want to know what they're buying. And I'm like, ugh. So I put a whole bunch of monster shots in there. I think I managed to keep it pretty, like I didn't reveal. I mean, I don't know if I should reveal anything because the movie hasn't been released yet, but obviously you've seen the movie, but I didn't reveal anything that happens in the third act. Even though I put a bunch of monster shots in there, I tried to keep them out of context so you didn't know what was going on. And then there's no way, there's nothing, you don't know if there's no giveaway of the ending, like if they succeed or not. So I feel like I did an okay job, but I'm still just like, oh, there's too much stuff given away.
Yeah.
I think the Super 8 trailers did pretty good, with that style of like just giving you a feel for what you're going to see. And I think that's the important part. Like, yes, you want to feel an emotion from a trailer, but it should just be the feeling of the movie, not the actual movie itself.
Right. Yeah.
But anyway, I don't know. I wish, but I doubt they're going to get better anytime soon. Like, even the trailer for Project Hail Mary, I tried to avoid it. So I haven't read the book. And so I knew that there was according to some people who have been talking about the book, who are very careful not to reveal any spoilers. Like I knew there was going to be something cool and I had a suspicion of what it might be, but I was like, I'm not going to see any trailers. And literally all I saw was like one of those stupid bumpers, that they just put somewhere, it's like a 3-second, whatever. Oh, and here's here's Ryan Gosling fist bumping Rocky, and I'm like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
there's an alien in it. Well, that ruined, like, when you
Yeah.
pick up the book, the cover gives no clue that he's going to meet an alien and that it's about him and his relationship with his alien. Like, that would have been such a cool thing to just discover without, like, naturally as you're reading the book, and suddenly you're like, oh my gosh, there's an alien, versus like that's all they advertise. Oh, it's a buddy comedy. Like, and I'm like, you couldn't let that be like a surprise. Like, at least wait
Mm-hmm.
like a couple weeks before you start, using the oh, we want to get kids to come see the alien, the lovable rock alien advertising. Like let there be some mystery, at least for the first people who want to go see the movie without being tainted out of what they're going to see.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's my opinion about advertising and movies. I think we need to bring back the voiceover during trailers too.
That was cool. Like, that set a mood,
Yeah,
100%. You knew Alien 3 wasn't going to be a comedy when the guy started speaking. No, I just know that the trailers have gotten so bad that our kids, who are 10 and 9 years old, will now, after a trailer, say, well, that was a good movie. So we talk about a lot of classics on here, and we'll get to some of that here in a little bit too. But in terms of recent films, what are some that you would recommend in like the last few years that you're like, this is dynamite movie?
I'm just gonna say it, Top Gun Maverick. Like, that movie should have won Best Picture. I'm sorry, but when you have a movie that's a crowd pleaser like that and literally saves the movie industry, it should have won Best Picture.
It's a great film.
Yeah. I mean, we way enjoyed it. It's funny to me, like, I like Top Gun. I think Top Gun's a cool movie, but I feel like Maverick, like, elevated it.
Oh, 100%. Dude, with like Top Gun is now, like, the original one is a good movie because of the sequel. Like, the sequel was so fantastic and added so many layers to what happens in the first movie. Yeah, I think it's a fantastic piece of filmmaking.
So what other movies are on your top 10 list?
Star Wars OT, Lord of the Rings trilogy, Gremlins. I just like, I mean, 2001: A Space Odyssey is like one of the best movies ever. So I'm okay to just sit there and watch space.
Yeah, I showed my kids that recently.
Did they hate it?
No.
Oh, good.
No,
there's
they
hope
really
for
liked
humanity.
it. Yeah, our second oldest watched it first, and he's 9, and he was like, "That's weird. It's not even a movie." It's like, it's not. He started comparing it to Star Wars. He's like, in Star Wars, there's like a story. There's not really a story in this movie, and he was really kind of bothered by it. But as the days went on, he kept thinking about it more and more. And he kept saying little things about how he liked this and he liked that. And then eventually it got to where he was telling his older brother, you've got to watch this movie. It's really good. And so then the oldest watched it with us. We showed it to him, and he, he had kind of the same reaction. Like, that was strange, like, I've not seen a movie like this before. And, he loves it. They talk about it. I hear them reference the movie when they have no idea we're in earshot, and they're talking about, oh, it's like that scene in 2001. Oh, it just makes my heart feel so good.
That's funny.
It's a cool movie. It's definitely a game changer, I think. And I'm with you. I could just watch that. It doesn't feel like it's really as long as it is. It's so engaging.
Yeah, I mean, if I was to get really nitpicky, the only thing I would change is I would cut the Stargate sequence down by about 10 minutes because it goes for a real long time.
Oh, is that when he's traveling through all the lights and stuff? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and again, it's a
Flying over
masterpiece. So
Utah.
I'm not gonna make a Rob cut of it. But if I'd been editing it, that'd be the one scene I would cut down just a little bit.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely not Stanley Kubrick, so don't listen to my opinion. Probably Raiders of the Lost Ark, dude. I don't know. I can't.
Yeah.
I'm
I
terrible at
haven't
making
heard of
like a
any of
list.
those.
Yeah, they're pretty obscure.
They are so obscure.
Cult films. You know, foreign language stuff. Dude, what else? Spirited Away, 100% Spirited Away. Um, although any of those Ghibli films, like Kiki's Delivery Service, is a perfect movie. Like that movie is perfect.
Now, see, that's it's an area we haven't really ventured in. We've seen Spirited Away, which I need to revisit. I haven't seen it in a long time. Laura saw it more recently than I have. But yeah, I keep hearing all these great things about that studio.
Dude, My Neighbor Totoro, Kiki's Delivery Service, Howl's Moving Castle, Princess Mononoke, like they are fantastic films. Fantastic. But yeah, I mean, and they're all a lot more accessible than Spirited Away. Spirited Away is like probably his weirdest film. Oh, except for The Boy and the Heron. That movie was super weird. That was almost like too weird for me.
That's his final film, I think, too, right?
Well, every film that he releases is going to be his final film, and then he usually comes back for another one. Dude, yeah, I would if you're going to pick one or two or three to watch, dude, pick Castle in the Sky. It's so good. My Neighbor Totoro and Kiki's Delivery Service. Like, they're fantastic movies. Fantastic. And they're all like, I'd say the only one that isn't family friendly is probably Princess Mononoke. Sorry, I'm having to translate because I keep wanting to say Mononoke Hime. And the English dubs are really good. Like if you get the ones that Disney did, the English dubs are excellent. Some of the original dubbing on like the older ones are they're a little weird. It's kind of that weird 80s like Scott's keep at everybody like screaming all the time. It's weird. But the Disney dubs are fantastic. Dude, yeah, I cannot speak highly enough about any one of those films. If you want to see another film by Ghibli that's who's the other director? It's not Miyazaki. It's Isao Takahata maybe? I should know this. But there's a movie called Graveyard of the Fireflies. That movie is not a kids movie. It is you should watch that after watching Oppenheimer.
Oh, okay.
It is the saddest movie you will ever see. It is tragic. It is incredible, but I don't know if I could handle it more than once. It's so good. It's basically about some orphans in the fire bombings in Japan.
Oh.
And it is incredible and incredibly heartbreaking.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, that's what a setting. You mentioned also a few others in earlier to us, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, Blob.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those
Dude,
they're solid movies.
They're classics. They are classics in every meaning of the word. Yeah, I'd say, I mean, I grew up on, here's something you got to learn. The kids nowadays probably don't understand this, but back when I was a kid in the 90s, we watched movies that were contemporary, in the theater, but we also watched movies that were old because they played on TV all the time. I know nowadays kids don't understand that, and if anything's, more than 2 years old, it's really old and they don't care.
Exactly, yeah.
But, I grew up on all the old sci-fi B movies from back in the day. And even some of the ones that I would argue are A movies. The Thing from Another World is a fantastic movie. It's so scary, and it's just a a low budget black and white movie from back in the day, but it is so good. Um, but yeah, I mean, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, that movie, man, that flipping giant squid still holds up. Like, it's so good.
Yeah.
And
So that movie means a lot to me, actually. I saw it first when I was 7 years old, like you said, on TV. And it was the movie that sparked my interest into movies altogether. Like, I had seen movies before, but this was the movie where I'm like, wow, this is incredible what they're doing. How special is this film? The effects are amazing, the characters are amazing, and I had wanted to somehow get involved in the movie world because of 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
yeah, and dude, I'll tell you what, the amazing thing is the way that Disney was able to pull it off. I mean, and by Disney, I'm talking like Walt Disney. Like, this is, this is back in the day when Walt Disney was in charge of the company. I think this was his second film, like live action film, if I'm not mistaken.
Let's see, Treasure Island was first.
Treasure Island was first, and then I'm pretty sure this was the second one.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
But man,
after, of course, Song of the South and
that's true.
The mixed ones. Yeah.
But man, I will tell you what, like the drama and like just everything that he brought to that. I mean, like that the whole company brought to that movie, like that. I mean, that movie, it's not a kids movie. It's a serious drama sci-fi piece, with a lot at stake, lot at stake.
Captain Nemo is not. He's a bad guy.
Dude, he like that, and I forget the actor's name.
James Mason.
Yes, James Mason. Like that. I mean, that performance is as good as any terrifying, crazy megalomaniac that you'd see in any rated R movie. Like, it is a good performance. And like, I don't know, it's such a that's one of the things I like about it, though, is that because it's still safe for kids. Like, you can watch it when you're 7 years old and be like, wow, movies are amazing. But like and I'll argue that 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea and Swiss Family Robinson are the two greatest Disney films ever made. Like, just hands down, they're the greatest Disney films ever made. And I don't know that those films will ever be surpassed. I know there's been talk of remaking Swiss Family Robinson over the years. I don't think it'll be as good. I don't think they can make that kind of movie anymore. Same with 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Like, I can only imagine what their CGI squid is going to look like.
Oh, yeah.
maybe technically it'll be more realistic, but it won't feel the same. Like, it won't be there.
I've seen a number of reiterations of 20,000 Leagues, and none of them hold a candle. They really don't. Like you said, the performance James Mason is menacing. It's very good. It's very good.
What is one classic film you have yet to see but is on your list?
Typically, if I want to watch a movie, I just go buy it. Like my DVD/Blu-ray collection I don't have enough room for it now. I'd say I probably have like 200 movies or whatever. But they're physical media, so I feel like that's an accomplishment.
Yeah, it is. That's a good start. That's good.
I've been thinking about physical media lately because, like, all the, everybody's complaining about how you can't make money off of movies anymore. And, the physical media is dead. And so all the streamers are trying to figure out how to make movies work again in the home entertainment area. And it just occurred to me that if Disney wanted, they could just save physical media like instantly. They could just say, you know what, we're shutting down Disney Plus and all of our content will no longer be available streaming. And it's like 45% of all content created is somehow, associated with Disney.
Yeah.
So
oh, for sure.
They do that, and suddenly it's like end game. You have to buy Disney stuff on physical media, and people would.
Yeah, and it's funny because I read recently that they're just done with physical media is what they said, and which is unfortunate because there's some movies that I really want. Like, what about Bob? While You Were Sleeping? They're only available on DVD. They're not like they haven't been given an upgrade yet.
Uh-huh.
It's really frustrating.
Yeah, I think it's short-sighted of them because it's like in the short term they're like, oh yeah, they're saving money because they don't have to produce a DVD, but that's where all the money came from back in the day was
right.
home media. And I don't see why you can't recapture that because Disney is a big enough brand that if they did that, you know, people are going to go buy their kids Disney movies. Like that's just going to happen. Netflix stuff is not good enough to be a substitute for Disney.
Yeah. So your watch list, like, is there, are you on Letterboxd?
I am just because I have gotten on there. I have not utilized it though the way that it should be utilized. I've always been toying around with doing my own indexing of all my films via spreadsheet where it's like, oh, here's the movie, here's my review, here's my synopsis, and you know, kind of nerding out about my collection type thing. And I know you can just do that on Letterboxd, so plug to Letterboxd, but I just haven't ever gotten on there to do it.
It's cool. We enjoy it. I like doing deep dives and looking at people's reviews, and we get good chuckles out of them sometimes.
Oh, I've got one. I've got a movie that I've yet to see that I do want to see. Days of Heaven. I haven't seen that yet, and I really need to see that.
Terrence Malick?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like one of his first films, I think.
78.
Oh, there's probably a bunch of Kurosawa films I haven't seen that I need to watch. I own Seven Samurai, and that movie's awesome. And I've seen a few of his other ones, but I need to watch more of those now that I appreciate them more.
Yeah, Seven Samurai is pretty epic. It's almost cliche to say like, oh yeah, Seven Samurai is a great movie, but it is really, honestly, truly a great movie.
Oh yeah,
it is.
Yeah.
It's fantastic characterization. Like everybody in there is just so dialed in. Yeah, I would second that. That's a good film. We watched one from Kurosawa recently and then just bought it afterward. It's High and Low. I would recommend that.
Yeah, I haven't seen, and I need to watch more Hitchcock movies. That was the one famous director that I did not grow up with that much. My dad never showed me very many Hitchcock movies, so I need to get on to more of those. Dude,
you gotta come to Hitch Fest again this year.
I know. It forces me to get out of my bubble, my genre bubble. I do have to make a plug though, really quick, for Casablanca. I know it's a cliche to say that Casablanca is the greatest movie of all time, but it is so stinking good. And it's so good. And there's a reason people say that. And I mean, as far as, you know, the classic Hollywood machine goes, like that was the movie firing on all cylinders. And I cannot believe how many quotes from that movie that people don't even realize are from that movie. Like many quotes from, like the whole movie is quotable. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that movie. I love it. It's so good.
Bogart's performance, it's
stellar.
Yeah.
Dude,
yeah, absolutely.
He's so, anything that he's in. Maltese Falcon is fantastic. I love that movie so much. African Queen. I love that movie too.
Yeah.
So good.
He's funny in that. He's quite good. Well, we appreciate you, Rob, for giving us your time.
Talking thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
Oh yeah. No, not a problem. We love you, and we love that you're out there doing what you're doing. We're looking forward to Crom 3, Tanner. And we can't wait to see what else you got coming out here, Rob. And thank you. Thank you very much. And thank you everybody for listening. And we hope you follow Rob in his career. And he's got some great stuff that he's made, and I'm sure he's got some great stuff coming out.
And watch Crom on Tubi.
Yes. Yeah. Check out Crom if you haven't done it yet. It's a great film, lots of fun. And as always, that's our take.